A few days ago, I received an email from Renee, one of our Dharma friends from Seattle, who I haven't seen in ages. And she wants to do a blog or a book, something like that, called Buddha at My Table, about Buddhist views about food and eating and things like that. And so she wanted some input from me. So what's easier for me is to actually just give a series of talks about this. And so, of course, the first thing we always start out with is the motivation. Why are we going to discuss this? Or why are we going to eat? Okay? So actually, in the 5 contemplations that we do before we eat, that are from the Chinese Buddhist tradition, the last 2 particularly tell us why we're eating and what our motivation is for eating. So I contemplate this food, treating it as wondrous medicine to nourish my body. Okay? So that's one of the reasons we eat. We need to nourish our body. Okay? So we're not eating just for pleasure. We're not eating to, so that we look healthy and we're strong and to have a very good physical appearance to impress other people with. We're eating to nourish our body and to maintain our life. And so we see the food as medicine that helps us to do that. Yeah. So if you see the food as medicine, then you really see, it's nourishing. Medicine, sometimes I like the flavor, sometimes I don't. But it's nourishing my body, and that's the point. Okay, so that's why we're eating. Okay, but it's not the only reason why we're eating. Next one. I contemplate the aim of Buddhahood, accepting and consuming this food in order to accomplish it. So this is the long-term purpose why we're eating. The first one was the short-term purpose. This is the long-term. Why do we want to nourish our body? Okay, why do we want to keep our body alive? It's so that we can practice the path and attain full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Yeah, and so His Holiness often says, it's good to pray for a long life, but only if you want to use your life to create virtue and to progress on the path. If you want a long life so you can do a lot of non-virtuous stuff, then it doesn't help you at all. Okay? And so here, really, saying we want to nourish our body for the long-term purpose of attaining awakening, and not just our own awakening, but we want to work for the benefit of all sentient beings. So we're eating with the bodhicitta motivation. Yeah? So this is a very good example of applying bodhicitta to all of our everyday occurrences. And I find when I say this, because we do these lines every day when we offer our food, is that every day when I say this, it's like making a commitment. Yes, this is why I'm eating. These people have offered the food out of the kindness of their hearts because they believe in what we're doing, and I have a commitment to them and to all sentient beings, and so my commitment is to progress on that path to full awakening for their benefit. Yeah, and so that's our long-term motivation and purpose for eating. And of course, to do that, we have to keep our body healthy, and so we have the first motivation of seeing the food as medicine that nourishes our body. Okay, so good to remember, and that's our motivation for eating, to keep that in mind. Okay, so that's to start out with for today, and then tomorrow we'll start at the beginning of the 5 contemplations, because the first 3 contemplations are kind of preparing us so that we have the right attitude for how to see the food before we start eating. Okay?